In the merry month of June, from my home I started, left the girls at tune, but nearly broken hearted, saluting father dear. Kiss me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother. The grief before me, where I was born, was the step I on the land, the all above, running all the dogs on the road, so the road was the keep of mine, the hair and her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack the lolly.
Tell me more about that ship.
The Belgioso? Well, she set sail out of Liverpool in 1783, laden with treasure. She was built as an East Indiaman and bound for China. It was sailing down the Irish Sea when the weather turned and it sank in a violent storm just off the coast of Dublin. All 147 souls on board were lost and their bodies never found. She didn't go down in deep water because after the storm had passed, her mast was still visible above the waves. And below sat her valuable cargo of precious metals, gems, and chests full of thousands of Spanish silver dollars.
And how much would that be in today's money?
Millions.
And that's just sitting there at the bottom of the sea for anyone to find it.
Well, a few have tried, but it cost them their lives. There were many attempts to salvage the valuable cargo, but it seemed that this wreck didn't want to give up her secrets easily. The first attempt was by a guy called Charles Spalding from Edinburgh. He set out from Dunleary with his wooden diving bell. He developed a system of pulleys and ropes to replenish the air using weighted barrels sent down from the surface. On the second day of diving, he'd been down for over an hour when the crew became concerned. When they hoisted up the bell, Spalding and his assistant were both dead. Strangely, the exact cause of death of the pair is unknown. But they weren't the only ones who tried. There were accounts of Moors from Africa sailing out of Dunleary, and they tried to salvage the wreck, but they also came a cropper.
But with modern technology, someone could just scuba dive down and get it now.
Well, they could if they knew where it was. The last reported salvage attempt was in 1787, and since then, its exact location has been a mystery. Local marauders from Bray who wanted the treasure for themselves cut the main mast in an effort to hide the ship so only they could enjoy its plunder.
So it's lost forever.
Well, that's what most people think, but I've been doing a little bit of research. I was talking to a fella who knows a fella who works on a Norwegian freighter out of Amsterdam. He's got a three-legged dog called Nipper, who's got 100,000 followers on Instagram, and he's given me some new leads. He gave me access to a map that shows the coordinates of all the wreck sites in the area. There's been extensive seabed scanning as they plan to build Ireland's largest offshore wind farm here. There's over 100 sunken ships. It's like the bleeding Bermuda Triangle out there. So I went to the Maritime Museum to help narrow down the search. They've got an extensive archive there on all the ships that have gone down. Some are easy to rule out, such as the RMS Leinster torpedoed in 1918, and the HMS Vanguard, a battleship that sank in 1875. That still leaves a fair few unidentified wrecks. Any one of these could be the mystery ship.
Hang on. How come so many ships have sank in that one spot?
Well, for hundreds of years, the Bay of Dublin has been notorious for shipwrecks and considered one of the most deadly in the world. There's an unseen force lurking in the water that's claimed the lives of thousands of mariners. Sand. The Kish sandbank runs parallel to the coast from Dunleary all the way down to Bray. In parts, it's only 2 meters below the water, a disaster for any large vessel. It's on top of this bank that they plan to build the giant turbines that will tower 300 meters above the waterline. Chances are the engineers will either discover the treasure or destroy it forever. They're set to begin in 2026, which isn't that far away. And then the area will be inaccessible to normal sea traffic.
So we've less than a year to find it. Is there any way you could narrow down which of those unknown sites it might be?
The one you're looking for has a copper bottom, and there's one on the list that fits that description.
Which one exactly do you think it is?
I could tell you, but my throat's getting awful dry with all this talking. The waters around Ireland are some of the most treacherous in the world. Hidden beneath the surface lies a graveyard of sunken ships, ocean liners, Spanish galleons, submarines, and battleships. They've all fallen foul of these perilous seas, the shipwreck capital of the world.